Hello, Derryfield. Miss Russell here, bringing you greetings from, well, home. Last week, when I asked my 7th graders what they liked about the family phase, some of them said that they were happy to not have to wear a mask. But almost all of them also said sleeping in. And I agree. And it occurred to me that this new thing we are doing in the time of COVID, family phase distance learning, and in this darkest time of year in the Northern Hemisphere, probably means that most of us can sleep in until it's almost light. Because before COVID, or BC, most of us probably left the house this time of year when it was dark, maybe even with 2 different colored socks on because we couldn't see well in our darkened room. Leaving for school in the dark is no fun, but at least it gets a little lighter by the time you get to school. To me, what's harder is coming home in the dark, day after day. And if I have forgotten to leave a light on, that's the worst. If you have to come home in the dark, it is so much nicer to see a light in the window or the doorway. When I was about 10, we had a big enough snowfall to go sledding, and I had heard that somewhere in my neighborhood there was a fantastic place to go sledding. So, being 10 and not 9 anymore, I thought I would just go find this place for myself. I suited up and started down the driveway, dragging my flexible flyer, that's a wooden sled with metal runners, behind me. And I wandered down a few streets and finally found the place. There were lots of other kids there, some I knew and some I didn't, and the sledding was really fun. I don't know how long I was there, but I started to get cold, and so I headed home. The problem was that I didn't have a clear sense of how I had gotten to the sledding hill. That realization, combined with a really bad sense of direction and the fact that it was, of course, getting dark, gave me a bit of panic. There was nothing I could do, though, but keep trudging and keep looking for that light that would tell me I was home. And finally, I did see that light, and setting all my panic aside, I was able to tell everyone who was inside the house about the amazing sledding on that gigantic hill. Fast forward a few years. As parents, when our children were small, we would spend the winter vacation shuttling between relatives, and often our journey would take us from my parents in Vermont to my in-laws in central Pennsylvania. For this journey, you have to drive through the city of Scranton. You may know of Scranton from a famous television show, and I'm sure that Scranton is a wonderful place. But to me, no matter what time of day or time of year, Scranton is always the same. It's always dark. It's always snowing, raining, or a combination of the two. And there are always gigantic trucks bearing down on us as we swerve through the mountain pass on a highway that is always under construction. Pair that with toddlers who won't sleep, or almost as bad, having to listen to Raffi sing Douglas Mountain over and over, the trip was always a nightmare. However, we would eventually get through Scranton and cross the dark Pennsylvania countryside. And as we'd come through the last mountain gap, we'd start to look for that one porch light, and we'd finally see it, drawing us home. So I wonder, what light draws you home? Is it a light in a porch or on a window? Is it candles? Is it candles lit with family and friends to celebrate Kwanzaa and to give thanks for first fruits? Is it candles that signify the miracle of the 8 nights of Hanukkah? Is it candles on an Advent wreath in anticipation of a heavenly birth? Is it a candle acknowledging the mystery of the balance of nature at the winter solstice? Or is it the way a home is lit up for the feast of Eid, breaking the fast at the end of the month of Ramadan? Or is it moonlight that draws you home, like the one that Tumta follows in the Scandinavian night? Is it firecrackers that light up the sky, honoring the ancestors and the family for the Chinese New Year? Or the Lantern Festival that comes after the New Year? Is it the myriad lights of the festival of Diwali, celebrating the victory of light over darkness? Or is it the bonfires of Nowruz, celebrating the Persian New Year at the vernal equinox? What light draws you home? This winter, maybe you will think of the words of folk singer Chris Smither. Don't wait up. Leave the light on. I'll be home soon. Now please take a minute to reflect on what draws us home. Next up is Mr. Hunton, who will share with us some music of the winter season that can often draw us home.
Hey there, Derryfield! If you're anything like me, you love the holiday season. And this could be for a lot of reasons. It could be for the overall good cheer, the feeling it gives you when you're hanging out with your family, or the actual holidays themselves. For me, a huge part of that is the music and the role that it plays during the holiday season. I love getting in the car and going to the store and hearing the same music over and over again, but I never get tired of it. So, in order to bring you guys a little bit of musical holiday cheer during this time when we can't be on campus together, we've put together a reel of a few virtual performances for you. We have some ensemble pieces from the past, some solo performances, and a special performance by your Derryfield school faculty to put you a bit into the holiday spirit. So please enjoy this musical presentation.
Day of Christmas my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas my true love gave to me
2 turtle doves a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
Is this my part? What's my number?
4
My number
calling
5?
birds, 3
Am I
French
5?
hens,
2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying.
Oh, come on.
Is he thirsty? Steve, are you there?
4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
7 swans a swimming.
6 geese a-laying. Can someone check? What are you doing there? I don't see.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the eighth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming.
6 geese a-laying. It's right here. Come on, Steve. Just
fast
turn the
forward.
sign.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the ninth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming.
6 geese a-laying.
Are we winning?
Still?
Steve, you're supposed to be a math guy. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
10 lords a leaping,
9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming.
6 geese a-laying. Steve.
Steve,
Are you kidding
Swear to
me?
God.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping,
10 lords a leaping,
9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming.
6 geese a-laying,
5 golden rings.
Know how to do this?
4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
12 drummers drumming,
11 pipers piping,
10 lords a leaping,
9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming.
6 geese a-laying.
5 golden rings.
There we go. Good job.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yay.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Not that hard. Feel free to turn the music down on me.
Hi, it's Miss Carp with my wife and Nick and our son Noah, and we're going to talk about how we spend our holidays. So, when we can, we like to travel to DC for Hanukkah and visit with my family and have lots of food like latkes and brisket and open presents with our nieces and nephews and my siblings and their spouses and my parents. And when we go to Canada, we like to celebrate Christmas with Nick's family.
And it's a lot of the same. We'll just spend time together with family, eat too much food, and open presents. And if there's snow, we'll go sledding, right?
Yeah, lots of times we like to go sledding and make snowmen. And when we're in New Hampshire, we light the candles for Hanukkah every night. We'll open presents for Noah and hopefully get together with some family and friends in the local area. And that's what we do for our holidays. Happy holidays!
And this is our toddler.
3.
Hi everyone.
Baby Colton and I want to wish everyone a happy holiday. We're sharing our holiday traditions today. And starting when I was a little boy, my mom and dad kept an ornament list for me every single year. And so Colton and I are happy to continue our tradition this year where we will be starting our own ornament list this year for our Christmas tree. You ready, dude? Yeah, is there a new ornament? Here we go. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas from Mr. Hetler and Colton Hetler.
Hello, Derryfield. My name is Miss Schutz. I'm assistant head for academics.
I'm Christopher Lynch, and I'm a senior.
And we wanted to talk with you a little bit about some of our family's shared holiday traditions. So my sister Allison raised her families with Judaism. She converted before she got married. And so every year we've celebrated not only our family's traditions, but also hers with our dogs. And so when we would go to my sister's house around Hanukkah, we will make latkes and we'll play games and we'll talk about her family's traditions. And many years we often ended our evening together by reading one of our kids' favorite books, which was called Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins. And it was a really great story that explained why you light the candles each night for the menorah.
And in our house, we celebrated Christmas. So every Christmas Eve, we'll gather around the fire and read Twas the Night Before Christmas. We'll get up the next morning, make Eggs Benedict and open presents by the tree, and then spend the day lounging around watching Elf and Polar Express.
Always Elf. Always Elf. Well, the two of us just wanted to wish all of you a very happy holidays.
Hello, my name is Eliana Dominguez, and for those who don't know, I'm first generation Mexican American, so of course I have different traditions, and one of them is going to a very special mass, and it's a 2-hour long mass that has a reenactment of Juan Diego and La Virgen de Guadalupe meeting for the first time, or the Virgin Mary, and it has a bunch of traditional dances and a bunch of gospel music. Obviously has a little spice to it, because it's pure Latino, so there obviously has a little bit more of a vibe to the songs. And after the first hour, it's kind of a more formal celebration, and once we leave that mass, we go outside and we have a bunch of tamales, and we have a bunch of champurrado and atole, which is traditional food.
Hi, Derryfield. Every year for Christmas Eve, my big Italian family and I do the 7-fish dinner at my mom's house in Connecticut. So my sisters and my mom and I spend the whole week preparing and collecting 7 different fish from local seafood places, and we have a huge dinner with family and friends, and it's just really special, and it's totally worth having the house smell like fish for the rest of the week. Happy holidays.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Coombs, and one of my absolute favorite Christmas traditions is just making something with my own hands for my awesome family members. And so I wanted to show you a few things that I've made over the years. My mom gave me her old trunk of crafting fabric one year, so I made this little picture, little mini quilt. And it's kind of poking fun at my dad because he always used to say the same thing every night at Grace. He would say, "Lord, help us in our daily lives." And so everybody got one of those one year. I've made a bunch of books over the years. This one's the Grenier Family Picture Book, which I know the lighting is sort of, and then this one was the ABC book of Grenier Family Memories. All kinds of jam-packed inside jokes and pictures and memories and things. One year I got these little bonsai trees, and I made this label, and it reads, "Like branches on a tree, our lives may grow in different directions, yet our roots remain as one." So everybody in my family got one of these one year, and this year, this is what I'm making. I'm making string art snowflakes, geometry string art snowflakes for everybody. So I'm working on these now. But yeah, I love putting my love into a gift. And it's just so much fun to do. So I wish you the happiest of holidays, whatever you celebrate, and may you just cherish these memories and this time with your family. Thanks.
Hi everybody, it's Ms. Grodman. In our house, we celebrate the holiday of Hanukkah, which is also sometimes called the Festival of Lights. Hanukkah lasts for 8 nights, and every night we light a menorah, which is also sometimes called Hanukkah, and also sometimes exchange presents as well. A menorah or Hanukkah could look very different. There's all types of them. I own 3. One looks like this, one looks like this, and I have another one that looks like this. One of my favorite Hanukkah memories is from several years ago when I was able to be in Israel during Hanukkah, and it was amazing and fun to see how that holiday is celebrated there. My son Jesse, who is a Derryfield alum, lives in Jerusalem, and I'm going to turn this over to him, and he's going to give you a little glimpse as to what it's like to be in Jerusalem during Hanukkah, because they are celebrating the holiday right now. So happy holidays to all of you, and here's Jesse.
Hi, this is Jesse Grodman calling in from Jerusalem, Israel. You may be familiar with Mrs. Grodman, who has the good fortune of being my mother, and we'll be starting the holiday of Hanukkah here in about 3 hours at sunset. And on Hanukkah we eat donuts to celebrate the Hanukkah miracle, which also occurred with oil. And so I'm outside Jerusalem's most popular bakery, Cafe Kadosh, and there's a line going all the way down the street. That's probably a 30 or 60 minute line there. And I'm gonna try to jump inside now and get a quick picture of us. Yummy.
Hi Derryfield, how are you today? I was reflecting upon what makes a holiday special as we think about all the holidays that people in our community celebrate. I think Ms. Russell was right on when she talked about light and home and family. And sometimes those things that matter most in the celebration of a holiday are little things, a favorite dish or a favorite song. And usually it's not really the song, it's not really the dish, it's what it evokes for us, or who it evokes for us, or the feeling that it evokes for us. And for me, I was thinking about what are some of my favorite holiday decorations. And the holiday that I celebrate is Christmas. And I was thinking back and I realized that really my favorite decoration for the holiday is a very little thing, which is an angel band. So I'm going to show you, I have this angel band that's about 8 pieces. And here's someone playing the tuba. And here's someone playing an accordion. Can you see, am I doing a good job there? And here's an angel playing a triangle. And here's another one, speaking of light, carrying a lantern. And there are more playing a cello and other instruments. And first of all, I do love tiny things and small toys. Do love those. So why do I like the angel band so much? Well, there's a story behind it. First of all, they are unbearably small and cute, a given. But also, it takes me back to a couple of memories. The first one is with my sister, Trisha. When we were little, we lived in New Jersey in a teeny tiny little house, and my dad was a medical intern, and my mom was with us. And we have wonderful memories of that time. And one of the memories, Trisha and I loved our family's little wooden angel band, a different band at the time. And one Christmas, the angel band disappeared, and we didn't know where it was. And at that point, I was 4 and Trisha was 2. And Trisha was a great athlete, always is, but not a talker. I think she started talking when she was about 3. And so my mother and I would chat about where did the little angel band go. And then about April, we started to think about it again, and I turned to my sister and I said, Trisha, do you know where the angel band went? And she toddled over to the corner of the living room and put her little fist in a mouse hole and pulled out the whole angel band. So clearly, either the mice had taken off with it or she had hidden it there, and no one had thought to ask her because she was so little. And then the second angel band story I think about is when I was in college and I went to Europe, and I bought my mom and dad a little wooden angel band in England, and it was the first time that I had actually bought a holiday gift decoration for anybody else's house. It sort of made me feel like a grown-up to do that. And then finally, a couple of years ago, my sister-in-law Lissy, whose husband Tim was stationed with the Navy in Germany, which is actually ground zero for angel bands apparently, she brought me the set that I have today. So it isn't actually the thing, is it? Although the thing is charming, it's the fact that encapsulated in this little object is all this memory of lightness and of people who I love. So this will certainly be a holiday unlike any other before. Aunts and uncles won't be flying in from all over the country or driving on long car trips like Ms. Russell described. But if we focus on the little things, if we focus on the light, it can be a really special holiday, just a unique one in itself. So I wish you a restful winter break. I wish you joy and peace as we round out this wild and remarkable 2020 year. And I look forward to seeing you again in 2021 for a fabulous new year.